Sabrina Greenlee has been an inspiration to women around the world, sharing her story of surviving abuse and domestic violence. Now more than 20 years after being attacked so severely that she lost her eyesight, Sabrina Greenlee has started a foundation called S.M.O.O.T.H and has some exciting projects hopefully coming soon. Sabrina, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So Sabrina, I think the first time I heard your story was the ESPN interview you did a few years ago. One of your children is NFL wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. And so Sabrina, if you would, tell folks who don't know about that moment now more than 20 years ago that changed your life forever.
Well, the ESPN cover story really played a big part in getting exposure for, what DeAndre and I had been through. I think prior to that, some people knew, but it gained worldwide exposure. So it was amazing just for people everywhere to know our story and to be inspired by it.
And you lost your eyesight in an attack where someone threw something on you, is that right?
Yes. So she threw a concoction of Red Devil I mixed with Clorox. The forensics said that it got up to 400 degrees. And so it definitely did. 17% of my body was burned. It did a lot of damage to my skin and my eyes, of course.
And Sabrina, for people out there watching in Oklahoma who may be going through some terrible situations right now, I'm interested to know, how you came to the point of forgiveness, but even before that, just picking yourself up and putting one foot in front of the other, especially in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. It was a terrifying experience, but what I did was I was able to regain my power back by actually, ushering myself into forgiveness. It was very, very tough, but I knew that in order for me to rebuild my life and to be the mother that I'm supposed to be to my children, I had to forgive. It wasn't easy by any means, but I began to normalize her and to see her as a person and not a monster. And when I started doing that, it began to make me realize that she could have been me, I could have been her. And so I began to just start the process of forgiveness, which wasn't easy, but I did.
So fast forward, of course, your children, all of them grow up to be very athletic. Your son, DeAndre, makes it to the NFL. You start a foundation called S.M.O.O.T.H. What does S.M.O.O.T.H stand for, if folks don't know? And how do you help people who are in situations like yours?
So S.M.O.O.T.H stands for Speaking Mentally, Outwardly Opening Opportunities Towards Healing. We advocate against domestic violence. I picked that because that was the one thing that I endured 3 or 4 different relationships. And so I feel like there are women out there that are being abused, going through isolation and control, that needs to understand that a woman like me, who was going through so many adversities, lost and broken, and you can get out. If I can get out, so can you.
That's incredible. You're just such an inspiration, Sabrina. I understand that you have a book and movie about your life in the works. Any updates on those that you can share with us?
Yes, of course. So I'm writing a memoir, and of course it's in the developmental stages, but look for it beginning of 2024. I'm excited about this memoir. Brun Studios has decided to depict a motion picture about my life, and so that's in the developmental stages also. So I'm just working, but definitely look for the memoir in the movie. It is coming.
Sabrina, I've got to ask, who would you want to play you if you could choose?
So right now, my favorite would be Taraji P. Henson. Why? Because she has the finesse and the spunk. I have a lot of personality and a lot of attitude. So right now, Taraji is my #1 pick.
That's great. Sabrina, before we go here, just one final word of encouragement for the women out there who are going through something that they just don't think that they can overcome. One final word of encouragement here.
Get out. Know your worth. I was so lost and broken, but once you get up and just take one day at a time, you too can overcome. And it doesn't matter what you're going through. Just know that you're worth so much more than what your abuser is telling you that you are. Get out.
Sabrina Greenlee, very powerful. Thank you for your time. It's an honor today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Rodeo athletes are traveling to Tulsa from around the country for a qualifying tournament. We're talking to a professional bull rider about what it takes.